Alrighty, welcome to Problem Solved. What we're going to do here, essentially, we're just going to run through different problems and see how to decide which kind of hypothesis test to use in each specific problem. So let's look at this one over here. An advertisement claims that Fasto Stomach Calm will provide relief from indigestion in less than 10 minutes. Okay, that's our claim over here, and we will state it as such. For a test of the claim, 35 randomly selected individuals were given the product, and the average time relief was 9.25 minutes. From past studies, we know that the standard deviation of the population is 2 minutes. And can you conclude that the claim is justified? And they ask us to use alpha 5%. So my first question here, what is my parameter? My parameter appears to be here is mean time or average time until relief. That's my parameter. Okay, so that parameter, we can either use a mu, a p, or a chi-square. So for us, this is a mu. Our parameter is mean time until relief. So for the meantime, we need to know what kind of standard deviation do we have. Do I have standard deviation of the population? Am I given sigma? If I am given sigma, then I can go and use a z-test. But if I do not have no sigma, then I would have to use a t-test. So in this case, I'm looking over here. It says to me the standard deviation of the population. So they do give me the sigma. If sigma is given to me, I am going to be doing the z-test for the mu. Okay, so now that I've made this decision, let's get down to business. And if you want to pause the video and sort of do the work on your own and then restart the video, feel free to do so, because this is really the way for you to test yourself whether you know what you're doing. So pause here and state your hypothesis. And hopefully you did. So my null hypothesis in this case is going to be that mu is 10. Remember that this is the status quo. But my alternative here is going to be that mu is actually less than 10. And this is my claim. As I said previously, this is my claim. Okay? And my alpha is 5% as they give me over here. Now, you can go about this two ways. You can do the p-value or you can do the critical value. So I'm going to look at this via the critical value. So this is a one-tail test, right? I know that this is one tail. And that whole one tail is at 5%. So that means that we're going to go to our z-table and we're going to put our entire tail into the entire 5% into one tail. Okay, that's going to be here. So what is that critical value? This critical value is going to be negative 1.65. That's my critical value. All right. And I want to be in the region that is essentially here, that is going to be not just randomly a little bit less, but significantly less. It's going to be in this place where it is really beyond any doubt, it's significantly less time to relieve the stomach indigestion. So once I have this critical value that cuts off on my number line, cuts off the significant values, which are all going to be less than negative 1.65, is going to be to the left side, away from the 0, then this is where I'm going to reject my null. All right, so let's calculate the test value now. And remember, we're doing the z-test for the mean. All right, and I have 9.25, which is the observed value for these people, minus 10, which is the hypothesized value, over the sigma over square root of n. My sigma is 2, and the square root of n is square root of 35. Okay? Plug it all into the calculator. Be careful when you're plugging things in that you are actually doing it in the right order. And I end up with negative 2.218. So let's round that to 2.22. Okay, so now I am comparing my test value to my critical value. My critical value is 1.65, negative 1.65. My test value is further out to the left. It ends up in the critical region. Therefore, my conclusion here is reject my null. Remember, we can only reject or fail to reject the null. So my conclusion here is reject the null. We reject the null. That means that I have sufficient evidence in support of my claim. Okay, there is sufficient evidence to support the claim. Which the claim essentially was saying that this new Fasto-Stomach-Calm will provide relief from indigestion in less than 10 minutes. I hope that this was helpful. And again, first thing first, decide what kind of parameter you are dealing with. Once you know what kind of parameter, you will know what test to perform here.